So those, as we say, coming by stoppage, the two-time ABA champion, in with Elias Duguet from Argentina.
For the first round.
He's been very, very impressive, hasn't he, Dave Allen? He's been sparring with Ahara Davis for this one. He did a bit travelling, sparring around gyms, learning his trade.
I think he's very good, yeah. I think he's one of the best prospects in British boxing, actually. If it weren't for Pat Brown, I'd say he's #1.
Doesn't it show you the difference between the two sports? Well, I say the two sports, the two of them, amateur and professional, never stopped anyone in his amateur game. And the way he's punching through the shots, through the target, so impressive.
He won his last ABA title at super lightweight as well.
Yeah,
he's
so
very
quick.
good. I think the Argentinian is doing a bit of box rec warrioring, and he can look after himself. This is a good fighter, yeah. Good fighter. He's tough. His only stoppage defeat was up at super light as well. This is a catchweight between super feather and lightweight. So interesting.
Yeah, and that defeat 18 months ago against now 8-0 Johan Orozco. That was in the 8th round, went 10 round last time. So it is a step up, you could say, in some ways. You know, a foreign opponent. Obviously, Kane Baker last time and destroyed Baker in the 4th round. Very, very good. Before that, Francisco Lucero in 5 on the Lidard, Ozzy undercard. The 3rd 8th rounder for Visioli, who's on the front foot, letting that lead right hand go with such speed, always looking for the counter. If you throw something sloppy, you can guarantee you will be countered. We mentioned that lead hand with the first 2 guys on before the bell. Maybe perhaps neglecting the jab. We're not seeing that from Visioli. Good variation with the shot as well, up and down.
I've been very quiet. I've just been watching him there very intently. A few things I like about him. 1, he jabs. 2, he feints. And 3, he's not doing a great deal, but he's pushing the other guy back anyway. He's not getting pushed back. He's not getting forced to work harder than he wants to. He's controlling the pace. He's controlling everything.
And he doesn't waste anything, does he? You know, if he throws a shot, he makes sure it's delivered properly.
Yeah.
Just looking to skip to side. Good work, looking for the openings, using the angles. But Duguet on the back foot, he looks fine, he looks composed.
He's a good fighter, the Argentinian, you can tell. He knows what he's doing, don't he?
Yeah, he looks comfortable. As we said,
tough as well.
Yeah, very tough, winning record, and 10 last time out. Good pedigree. Just having a look, Visioli. Good, solid opening round for the young man. Dave just telling me that he's tough, good, Duguet, and you're right, he is. But it was a good opening round, wasn't it? Just having a look there.
Like the last fight, the boxing ability between the two of them is night and day. Really is, you know. I like Visioli though. Visioli, he's pushing this guy back. He's not doing it with brute force. He's not really taking much out of himself. He's feinting. He's jabbing, and the other guy's having to get on his back because of it. He's not using physical strength to do it. That's how good he is. I like that.
Exactly like an Usyk would do. You know, he's not bullying you. I mean, you shared the ring inspiring with Usyk.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Draining is it, that pressure?
It's horrible, yeah. And it's not done by force or not taking nothing out of Visioli doing this. He's making this guy work hard. He's good, this fellow. He's good, yeah. And you know me.
Again, yes, very hard taskmaster.
I don't know why I'm like that, really.
Oh, perfectionist, and you need to be in the sport.
I think since I became like a bit of a boxing coach myself, you see things differently.
Oh, good work though from Visioli, going through the gears there, changing the levels with the shots. Duguet again, he looks comfortable, he looks composed, doesn't look hurt at all.
He's a good opponent again, I think. Let's get him in with Brian Phillips.
Yeah, good shout.
What do you think Visioli's a lightweight or a super featherweight though?
I think lightweight, still a young man. I don't think there's point going to a division that you're going to outgrow. and he could outgrow Super Feather. I mean, if he was to drop down, I don't think there's any need for it. I think he's a decent-sized lightweight. Carries power, obviously, as we've seen in the past. He's quick.
It's good because he lands these shots, and a lot of people get excited, land a good shot, and they go and just go wild and throw 6, 7, 8, and 9. But he's just breaking it down, isn't he?
Yeah, and his ability to counterpunch is so impressive because the shots come from all angles. It's not the predictable, just your backhand shot over a lazy jab. You know, he'll fire shots to the body, through the middle. Yeah. Blistering hand speed, it really is. And, you know, I really believe that speed, not just of hands, but feet reaction is what elevates you, certainly in the lower weights, to that next level.
He's trying with that right hand.
Yeah, Duguet
really trying with it.
Overhand right, just taking the sting out of the shot, keeping that left hand nice and high. Visioli, as the shot does leave from Duguet's.
What I like Visioli is he's never the same height for long. He's never in the same position for long. He's never the same. His head's always in a different position. He's bending his knees.
Yeah, he changes the levels, as you say. He's always feinting, always trying to find the openings, trying stuff all the time. But whilst he does that, he's never making mistakes.
And you know what? He takes your feet out of distance, but he don't take them too far out. He's only a little bit out of distance, then he's straight back on top of you.
And again, like a Lomachenko would do, there's constant pressure. They'll make you miss and they're on you again.
Do you know the best footwork I ever faced? Vladimir Klitschko.
Really?
It was suffocating. He was just never left you alone. Incredible.
Yeah, very, very good footwork.
Yeah, like that distance, but he put it straight on top of him again.
He needs to be careful with that. Duguet's going a bit wild with that overhand right. You'll be made to pay for that. Good work with the left hand from Visioli to the body. Took a big step back there and a gulp of hair. Duguet has another right to the body, just round that lead left elbow. Another good round, patient round, disciplined round from Visioli.
I think he's doing well. I think this Argentinian fella will be easy to switch off and get caught with them big swings because he doesn't do much. Then he goes. He's a bit wild with it, but I think the Argentinian fella, whose name I can't quite pronounce,
Duguet,
that fella, I think he'd be an handful for a lot of super feathers and lightweights in this country, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, look, he comes into this fight with ambition. You know, he's won that WBC Fay-Concert lightweight title. Not too sure exactly what that title means, but nonetheless, he's won it over 10 rounds. He's certainly come here to try and upset the local favourite. Well, sorry, the favourite here in Giorgio Visioli, but not been given the opportunity at all to get any kind of foothold in these early stages of this contest. Triple jab to the body there. You feel at any moment he's going to throw that left hand upstairs. Good work, just looking for that right to the body. Good movement though, up and down from Duguet.
Yeah, he's got this Argentinian, isn't he?
Yeah, nice jab and left hand upstairs, right hand's upstairs, sorry, from Duguet. Did have a good win, Duguet, against a 12-0 then, Alfredo Soto, who's now actually 15-1, so that was the only defeat for Soto. 10 of his wins coming by stoppage. That was March last year, so you can produce the upset.
Yeah, I think this Duguet, I think offensively he's pretty average, but you can certainly look after yourself. Yeah, he's strong and tough, and this
will be interesting if he can start finding the target and letting shots go and try and unsettle Giorgio Visioli, who's had things all his own way so far in his first 7 fights as a professional. If he can try and kind of, although he's only 25, old man Visioli, it starts to get interesting.
Yeah, he starts to take a bit more of an interest now, and he started to try and push Visioli back, so something different for him.
Yeah, feint from the Argentinian. Nice head movement, just avoiding that lead hand, missing wildly though with the left. Again, needs to be careful of that. But he's never allowed anyone in his first 7 fights, Visioli, to growing into the fight.
This fella's starting to have a little bit of a go, isn't he?
Yeah,
he is.
That's why I say it. You know, it would be interesting. 7-1-1 Duguet.
And Duguet has got a bit of amateur background. I went on BoxRec. He's got 6 amateur fights on there listed. Club bouts in Argentina. Can you believe it? BoxRec, what a wonderful website. What a wonderful place that is.
Incredible.
You can find out anything on there.
Little working man's club.
Yeah, an Argentinian's working man's club. Unbelievable, isn't it? But I wouldn't say he's getting into it. He's not having much success because Visioli's reflexes are that good. But
well, it's a better round.
Starting to fancy it, I think. Starting to fancy having a go, maybe.
Yeah, look, this third round certainly the best for Duguet. He's having a go. I think he's had a look in those first 2 rounds, but the speed again, that little step back, looking to lead with that right uppercut. Visioli looking spiteful, switched on when given the opportunity. It's starting to get a little interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, last up on Before the Bell, this man here, Aaron Bowen, on the Pazer Bashani Singh. I have to say that, I don't know if you ever see the fight, Aaron Bowen versus James Todd. It has to be the best fight I've ever watched on Before the Bell.
Yeah, I did watch it, yeah. It was a good fight.
Fantastic fight.
Probably too good for Bowen's liking at that stage of his career, I imagine. But I'll tell you something about Bowen. What a striking young man he is.
Yeah.
I've seen him the other day. I've never seen anyone that looks like you ever
Bonus
before.
10 seconds.
In what way?
Just I've never, I don't know, I've never seen anyone that looks like him before. Yeah.
Seconds out, round 4.
Me and him didn't know what I meant either. It was great.
I think you're a bit like that as well. I've never seen anyone.
I'll take that.
I mean, you said this.
It was a compliment.
The human trick.
Yeah. I mean, it's a compliment, yeah.
Yeah, I am as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to this one. 4th round.
Do you think these two look as big as Sullivan? Sullivan looks like a division above these, though.
Probably height-wise, but I think that I think Visioli looks more muscle-bound to me.
Yeah.
I say muscle-bound, but a little bit more chiseled.
Set.
Yeah.
Visioli's grandmother apparently is a big fan of mine, so shout out to her. Hello. You're in the crowd, so you can't hear me right now, but if you watch this back, hello to you.
One of many Dave Allen fans.
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah, hands high from Duguet. Just gets pushed back onto the ropes there. Nothing clean getting through the guard, but good work, good defense.
I'm watching this, you think this fella's hard as nails. Who stopped him in Argentina? Who was he? What's it called? Orozco, the Spaniard, sorry.
Yeah, the Spaniard
he
Orozco.
Must be decent.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Well, now 8-0 Orozco. Trying to draw out that lead. You can see Visioli just tapping with that lead hand, and again Duguet's looking for that right hook. You've got to be a bit cuter than that with the shots, with the speed of reaction, the defense that Visioli has. I think some of the better work that he's produced, Duguet, is when he's targeting the body with the straight shots first, then works back upstairs. Oh, lovely left uppercut. Getting a little close to the target there, Visioli, but he looks physically strong, doesn't he? Visioli, in comparison to some of the other fights, really starting to mature now.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality about him.
Oh.
A lot of quality, yeah, very good. I think his Argentinian is decent. Offensively, he's not great, but he knows what he's doing, and defensively he's clever with it.
Yeah, I agree. He's
a bit of a swinger, isn't he?
Yeah, he does let his hands go a little wild at times, and that does suit Visioli, who's razor sharp, as we've said numerous times, with his reactions. But yeah, knows how to look after himself. You see that little step back out of range, keeps his hands high.
I want us to just see a feint in between that. You know, if you then feint and then go off the feint instead. This Argentinian's going to set some unravelling.
Oh, that's good accuracy with that left hand from Visioli, dropping too low. Shots is catching Duguet, who takes them well. But again, the speed and the accuracy, very, very eye-catching from Visioli. Back comes Duguet, though. Just missing with that right hand. But he's grown into this contest. A better round, though, from Visioli. Really finished the round strong.
That was a good round, Visioli, there. Good round. Back in control.
And that's so important, isn't it? You know, knowing how to manage the rounds, manage fights. And it was a better round, wasn't it, a couple of rounds ago from Duguet, but then Visioli just gained control again. Tonight, Galal Yafai versus Rodriguez will be in this ring. The interim WBC title, as we see that double left hand from Visioli. Beautiful combination, Dave.
Yeah, the Argentinian fella, he took them because you can see him coming. You know, so he's
Corners,
turned
10
away, he's
seconds.
gone, yeah, I'll have them. I'll take them. Can't get out of the way of them. 4 rounds left.
Seconds out, round
Stoppage
5.
points, where do you think it's going?
I think, as you said, he looks a very capable fighter, Duguet, and I think if he was to get the stoppage, as Johan Orozco did, I think it would be a very, very good win. Because right now you would think he...
Orozco in at 10-2, you know.
Pardon?
Orozco weighed 10-2 when he boxed Duguet. I think these weighed in at 9-7 yesterday, which may explain that result.
Yeah. But he's looking to hold the centre of the ring here. Duguet's good work with that lead hand, though, from Visioli. Brilliant variation with the shots, and you just see there, just as Duguet goes to mount an attack, the speed of foot so impressive, just gets the young man out of trouble. Good work, though, nice right to the body.
That was nice, that.
Yeah.
It made me cringe in my seat, that one. You got him right above the belt line, didn't it? It made me cringe.
Yeah, those straight shots to the body,
horrible.
horrible. Yeah, they really are. At times he does lean back to avoid shots. Visioli, that body stays where it is, so he can keep trying to throw those straight shots to the body. Could have more success. He misses with the wide hooks, doesn't he, upstairs?
Visioli tried catching that back on there. Did you see that? He tried catching it and he took his hand off his chin. That's a bit dangerous, I thought. Because this fella just swings his shots. That right into the body was the only shot he threw correctly all night, I think.
Good footwork again from Visioli. Step back jab. He did it again there with the uppercut with the left hand.
When punching and swinging, I just try and keep my hands by my chin, by my face, because I don't know where they're coming from. Safer just have them by your face than it's to try and catch them, because you have no idea
when
where
you throw the shot.
No, when they are.
Well, when they are.
I'm not bothered what they do when I throw, because I do swing my punches in.
I'll tell you what, you have a real knack of throwing that overhand, right, and staying out of trouble. You keep the head low, don't you? You could really go over the top of the shot. But
I try and put my chin inside my actual shoulder. Weird. Right. So, I don't know, I'm double jointed.
Good work, though, from Visioli there. Take the shots on the guard. Did Duguet. Nice. Changing of the levels there, stabbing the jab into the body, Visioli. Good flurry of shots, 3 shots. Starting up the tempo a little bit.
I always wonder as well, as a fan, how much notice is this Argentinian fella had for this fight? Because he looks fit, don't he?
I think there was a change of opponent, but he's had at least a couple of weeks. Lands a nice right hand there.
Ready, don't he? Would you say he's starting to break him up a little bit?
Yeah, and I think there's been an increase, ever so slightly, of work from Visioli. You can hear Sonny Edwards in the corner, along with Mark Tibbs, Steve Waters as well, former coach of the Repton. Very experienced team. Kerry Kays as well. It's in good hands is Visioli. Have a look at these highlights from that previous round. Started up the tempo, didn't he, Dave?
Yeah, I think Duguet is starting to feel the pace a little bit now. We are 5 rounds in. Like I say, we're not sure what notices he has had. It was dangerous for them swings. You know, I think Visioli's doing the right things. He's not getting caught. He's not getting hit. He's winning the rounds. But again, like I said earlier, I'd like to see him up the pace now, go through the gears.
Yeah, and I think that's the only thing missing, really, because we see in the highlights there, changing some angles, trying different things. You know, he's not been the same as he's tried.
I just think up close there. Yep.
Corners,
this
10
is pro boxing.
seconds.
Got to do something.
Yeah.
Got to work hard.
Well, will he up the pace, Visioli?
Seconds out, round 6.
But in the 6th round, he hasn't put a foot wrong so far against a good opponent, as we pointed out, in Elias Duguet. Keeps his hands nice and high. He offers a fair bit in offence when he keeps his shot straight. That's nice work, though, with that left hand. First and third from Visioli. Leaning back, managing to take the sting out of the shots, isn't he, Duguet, so far in this 6th round. Just to say, so far in the fights we've seen on Before the Bell this evening, very good matchmaking.
Yeah, but some good opponents, very good opponents. Yeah, tough. This fella for me, the best of the lot. I think so far. I think he's pretty good actually.
Well, same as Brian Phillips, winning record.
We talked about Visioli boxing for British and European titles, I think, at the press conference the other day. So, head clash.
Heads coming together there. You mentioned title level.
How far off is he off the current British champion?
Well, look, this is the third 8th rounder. You'd assume they're stepping up.
English title next, maybe.
You know.
I think that's being fought for tonight. Yusuf Kamari and Louis O'Doherty, I think, at your call. So good fighters.
Yeah.
You know, when you start against that English title level, British title level, they're very good fighters. That's at lightweight, though.
But we know that, don't we? Once you get to a level, you can't then go back down. So they've got to pick their timings correctly. But looking good so far, Giorgio Visioli.
It's difficult though, going from this to someone that really is fighting back. That's why the last fight was good, because someone's had someone have a go at him now. This fella's having a go now and again, but it's not enough, is it?
You feel, though, that the more the opponent of Visioli would let their hands go, with the speed that he has and the ability to counterpunch with such ease, would suit the young man.
Yeah.
But I look forward to seeing that. This is good work from Visioli. Nice little skip to his right-hand side there, looking for the left to the body. Very, very quick hands. Who's got the quicker hands, in your opinion? Visioli or Sulaiman?
I think Sulaiman puts his shots together better, but I think Visioli maybe more quality in his work when not punching.
Yeah, lots of feints, seeing it again there from Visioli. He's looking for a long right hook, trying to look and set up that shot to the body.
Sometimes opponents can be so misleading. Visioli, Brian Phillips, man, and then put Sulaiman with this fella. You don't know, do you? You know, it's hard. I do think this fella is really, really decent, the Argentinian. I'd like to see him back again. He's one of them you'd like to see back again.
Again, I think all the opponents have earned their money and showed their worth this evening, and I'd like to see them all back for sure.
Yeah, this fella might be a good opponent for Sulaiman. Up at 9-9 as opposed to 9-7.
I agree.
Corners, 10
Great
seconds.
shape, Visioli, really starting to physically mature.
How old is he, Darren?
Seconds out, round
22 years
7.
old.
22. Wow.
Well, 2 more left of this one. On Before the Bell, Visioli, Duguet.
I'm not pushing as much to want to see a stoppage in this fight as I think as the Argentinian. I do think he's good. He's pretty clever. He's got good reflexes as well. He gets out of the way of the shots. And when he was And he was over there in round 2, I think it was, and Visioli backed him up, and he was just changed his height. You saw it, didn't you? I saw you nodding away. He was changing his height as Visioli was coming in. He was bobbing up and down, and I like it. I'm not going to see a stoppage here. Hopefully the bone fight, I think, should be an exciting one though.
They all are. That's one thing for sure. Whenever Aaron Bowen gets in the ring, it's great entertainment, as was that passage of boxing there from Visioli. Good, classy, snappy shots. Very, very good variation, Visioli, hasn't he?
I think he does everything good. I think he's very good. He had a lot of stoppages, punch power tonight. You'd say, is he a massive puncher?
I think it's more speed and accuracy, placement, walking opponents onto shots. We've seen that in the past.
Beautiful shot. This fella is tough.
Yeah, really, really, really tough. And smart as well, just back in Visioli into the neutral corner there. A couple of foot feints.
Yeah, I like Visioli. I like what he does. Where he doesn't spend too much time on the back foot though, really. He knows he doesn't need to. It'd make what has been a pretty easy night pretty hard if he got backed up. I think he's really, really clever.
Oh, good work. Good right to the body. Back comes Duguet though with a jab. Looking to let his hands go a little bit more, Dave.
You was a boxer, Darren. You was a boxer, weren't you, really?
Yeah.
That was your style.
Yeah.
When you boxed the genuine opponents, would you back them up and try and get them out of there, or would you let them walk onto you? Or
I think that come with experience. I think early on I was still in an amateur mode where I was picking the shots. This is good work, though. The knees slightly buckled of Duguet, but comes back with an overhand right that shows to me that he wasn't hurt. But good work. Up in the tempo here, Visioli. Looking for that left hand, straight through the middle, then look for an uppercut. Little bounce in the step of Visioli, who lands another screw shot with that left hand. Looking a little menacing here as he walks forward. But there's the clapper for the 10 seconds, and he's heard that Visioli. He's got to work. The best passage, you'd say, as far as excitement's concerned, from Visioli there. But yeah, in answering your question, going back to that, I think early on you're learning that. I think certainly I was headhunting a lot in the early stages, working the body a little bit more, but I think, you know, I started to understand that you got to up the tempo, and that's exactly what Visioli started doing there in that round, Dave.
As a top amateur like Visioli and yourself, all amateur experience, big difference you think then between amateur and pro? Because myself, I had 10 amateur fights, so I was inexperienced overall. Do you think turning pro is that much difference and you needed that much more time?
Yeah, firstly, because certainly, as you see with Duguet, your opponents slow down slightly. The work's not as frequent. They're probably a little heavier-handed, are the opponents in comparison to amateurs. It's all about progression. It's all about learning and managing rounds, as we say. This the third eighth rounder for Visioli, and I'm sure he'll be a better fighter for completing the 8 rounds again. There's so much talent there. That's certainly something that he has brought from the amateurs. Bundles of ability. Yeah, 8th round. And it's been a good display. But a display that Duguet can be proud of as well. You know, he's never really been that troubled, you'd say.
No. I think all
missed him with an overhand right, and he was lucky there because he pounced on him, Visioli, looking for a right hook. Nice left there, right downstairs. Tell you what, the hand speed hasn't faded at all from Visioli. Still razor sharp in this final round. Just slipping on the outside of that left.
He just changes his height and his shape all the time. Just must be a nightmare to box.
Yeah, to catch cleanly.
And in front of you all the time as well.
Always.
While also never really being there either.
Yeah, that pressure, very impressive. Good work again. Really throwing the shots through the middle now. The uppercuts, he's got to keep those elbows tucked in. Duguet does that there. Just takes that left uppercut on the gloves.
He has started to feel the pace a bit, Duguet, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'd say he has, yeah.
Feel it, yeah.
And I think it is that, you know, we mentioned the pressure of an Usyk, a Lomachenko, what it does to you physically and mentally, so draining, and we're seeing that, as you rightly so, Dave. Oh, left hand. Beautiful shot from Giorgio Visioli in this final round.
6.
Fantastic
7,
shot, and the Argentinian just leans on the ropes.
He's got really tired really fast, hasn't he?
Wow, that was a fantastic shot from the young man, and we've seen what a spiteful finisher Visioli can be, and he's really pouncing all over Duguet. A flurry of shots. He's stuck in the neutral corner. The referee is coming close.
Gotta go to the body. Got to go to the body. Has to.
Well,
that
he
left hook to the body. That left hook to the body
shows he carries that power late, dropping Duguet in this final round. A fantastic shot, and he's done well, Duguet, hasn't he, to weather the storm. Still 40 seconds to go in this final round. Can he close the show in style? It's been a very good display of boxing. Nice lead right uppercut from Visioli.
Yeah, he just boxed him into submission. Been really good.
Yeah, and he's in survival mode now. Hands low, just moving, trying to stay out of trouble. Good work to the body. That uppercut again. Such a dangerous shot.
Again, you can rope and he gets through it.
Oh, good work again. You think he's too close to his opponent. Oh, just looking away. Good work with the left hand again. He's really, really struggling here, Duguet. You feel at any moment a flurry of shots, and that could be all she wrote. Just avoiding that lead hand, and he does hear the final bell, Duguet. You have to say fair play because he's done well for 7 rounds, but it was a very good display from Visioli. He closed the show in style in that final.
After 8 rounds here in Birmingham, we go to referee Ryan Churchill's scorecard. It reads 80-71 for your winner. He's still undefeated, Giorgio Visioli.
Yeah, Visioli gets his arm raised. Very, very good display, and a display that Duguet can be proud of, that we mentioned. Survived in that last round. Fantastic shot from Visioli, dropping the Argentinian, the WBC Fenconzer champion. Respect shown, but that was a good display, a good learning fight, a very good win. And there's the team: Kerry Kay, Sonny Edwards, Mark Tibbs, Steve Waters, and Anto as well, manager. Very, very good performance from this young man who will push on. It'll be interesting, as we pointed out,